Girls, listen up. I'm about to tell you how to make this amazing cake, step by step, just like I always do, at home. First, take an egg and carefully crack it into a bowl. Then, grab another egg and do the same. You're using just 3 eggs in total, but be sure to keep the yolks intact, or you'll lose the magic. Next, take 2 cups of oats. Start by scooping 1 cup into the blender. That's our basic foundation, and it's ready to go. Then, grab a skillet and toast the oats you just ground. I don't add any oil. I just set the pan over low heat and stir constantly so nothing burns. After that, add the 2nd cup of oats to the skillet and continue stirring gently over low heat. As soon as you see it's roasted enough, you can take it off the heat. Now, carefully pour the contents of the skillet into a deep bowl. Make sure it's big enough to hold all the ingredients you'll add later. Moving on to the milk, pour it into a small pot and heat it on the stove, stirring constantly so it doesn't stick. When it's ready, take it off the heat and pour it into your oats, stirring well. Then cover the bowl. And let it sit in a dark place for 20 minutes. While our oats are resting, peel a carrot. I always choose a fresh one, wash it, peel it, and grate it right away. Now, back to the eggs. Carefully separate the yolks, one by one. Trust me, I've been practicing this for years. And add them to the oats. Next, add half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a tablespoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. All to give our cake that lovely aroma. Mix everything well. Then add the grated carrot into your mixture and stir it thoroughly. Next up is the vegetable oil. Add just a bit to the mixture and stir until smooth. And now, for a touch of sweetness, take your raisins and soak them in hot water until they plump up. And do the same with the dried apricots. While they're soaking, cut an apple. First, remove the core. I use a special corer to do it carefully. Then dice the apple into small cubes. After that, gently mix the apple pieces into your main mixture so they're evenly distributed throughout the bowl. Next, go back to your dried fruits. Add the now soft raisins into the bowl. Then, take the apricots. Chop them into tiny pieces, really finely, which works out perfectly. And toss them in as well. Mix everything together well. The final touch is adding a bit of protein in the form of chopped walnuts. Dice them into small pieces. Add them to your bowl and stir until they're evenly distributed. Now, let's return to the egg whites we prepared earlier. This time, you'll need a sugar substitute, or stevia, whatever you have on hand. I usually use 2 tablespoons. Grab your mixer and beat the egg whites on high until they become light and fluffy. This is key for the cake's texture. Once your egg whites are ready, gently fold them into the main bowl and mix everything together well. Next, grab some butter and grease your baking pan to make sure the cake won't stick. Pour the entire mixture into the pan. And pop it in the oven for 50 minutes. And while your cake is baking, don't forget to brew yourself a nice cup of tea. It's the perfect time for a little break and some anticipation for your delicious dessert. Girls, let me tell you how I make this marvelous drink and chocolate glaze to make our cake even more delicious. First, I take a tablespoon of green tea and toss it into my teapot for brewing. Then, I add a couple of star anise. You know how wonderfully it freshens up the tea's aroma. I also add a little bit of cardamom for a spicy twist, and then toss in a few pieces of dried orange. This gives it a hint of citrus. Next, I pour boiling water over everything. And stir it well. I cover the teapot and let the tea steep for a few minutes so it can fully release its enchanting aroma. While the tea is steeping, I take some cream and gently warm it up on the stove. Once the cream is nice and warm, I add unsweetened white chocolate and stir until the chocolate is completely melted. That's pure magic on the stove. Then, I add a tablespoon of cornstarch and give it another good mix. I wait until this chocolate mixture becomes thick and velvety, and that's it. It's ready. Next, I take our cake out of the oven and let it cool down a bit so the glaze won't run all over, unlike that one time when I was too hasty. Then, I evenly spread our chocolate glaze over the top. For the final touch, I grab some blueberries to decorate the cake. It looks so pretty, bright, and absolutely appetizing. And there you have it. Time to taste. Not only is it delicious, but it's also healthy. Oh, and don't forget about the tea. It's the perfect complement. And of course, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. It means the world to me.